So now in this lecture we're gonna learn how to rig the eyes properly so we can create our character blink. We can skip the mouth shapes for now and the eyebrows, but the blinking of the eye is very important because it makes our character alive. Now before we start, make sure to click the toggle transparency grid here if you have a black background. Alright, the first steps are to mark the eyes position to know later on where to put them back. Go to View, Show Rulers, and simply drag the lines from above and from the left. Alright, perfect. Now as you can see, all of these eye shapes are on different layers and it will be extremely messy if we animate them that way. So let's put them in one layer that will contain the eye blink animation. We need to pre-compose them. So here mark all the layers with the eyes. Hold Shift. There you go. And when you mark all of them, right click here in the eye and pre-compose. Let's call it eyes. Okay. And now we have all the eye shapes in that new layer, eyes. It's much more organized. So now let's create the actual blink animation. Enter the comp here. And now we just need to place them one over the other. We can play with the quality here to make sure it's on full so we can see the eyes properly. Let's start with this frame here. You can play with the layer visibility here to see if it overlaps correctly. Alright, that's fine. And now we just need to place the other shapes in between that shapes here. So let's begin with the start blink pose. And follow with the other two. Alright, perfect. Now we want the size of this layer will be not much bigger than the size of the eyes. So let's crop the image here. Click right here to the region of interest button and draw borders for this composition. Like this. And then go to composition, crop comp to region of interest. Nice. We now want to make sure that each layer with the blink shapes lasts only for one frame. So first zoom the timeline here to the end so we can see the frames. And you can change the display style here by holding Ctrl and click above. That way you can change between frames or seconds, minutes and so on. So make sure it's on frames like this. Now the bottom layer, which is our eyes base, will lock him because we will not change it. And we'll do the same for the top eyes layer, which is our frame, and for the pupils. Now let's animate the blink. There are 3 layers to animate here: blink start, blink middle and full blink. I will change them color. Mark the blink start layer and skip one frame. Now press Alt plus left square bracket to cut up the front and press again Alt plus right square bracket to cut and the rest. Now we have one frame for the first blink. Let's do the same for the others. Select the blink middle layer and move the time ruler one frame further and press Alt plus left and the right square brackets. I will do the same for the last one. Let's see. It's okay, but I will actually make the middle blink longer. Like this. Okay, perfect. Now let's make the composition length as long as the blink animation. Select the end here and press N to mark the end of the work area. And now right click here and select Trim Comp to work area. Nice. Now let's back to the main composition. Let's zoom in a little bit and place the eyes in the right position. You can see as I play through the animation it blinks, but the problem is that we don't have control over the blink. and if we play the animation, it will continue to blink like a loop. We obviously don't want that, so what we can do? So let's enable time remapping. To do that, mark the ice layer and go above in the layer, time, enable time remapping. What happens is that it created two keyframes, one for the first frame and one for the last frame. That way we can manipulate the time between these two keyframes. For example, that way we can make the composition longer or shorter, quicker or faster. Look, I can make the blink animation very slow that way. But in our case, we want to use it to control when the character blinks. So I will delete the last frame. Delete. And now there is no animation. That way we can manually create where the blink we want it to be. For example, here I will write number 1. Because I know that the blink starts at frame 1. One frame further, I will write here number 2. One frame further, number 3. And here I will write again number 0. That is the 0 frame, which is the full eye. Alright, now we have a blinking animation right where we want it. We also can simply move the keyframes to the left or to the right. As you notice, the blinking is kind of fast. So, to make it a bit slower, let's mark all the keyframes here and hold Alt and move the last frame to the right. That way, After Effects automatically position the keyframes in equal space starting from the first frame. It's pretty cool, look. Now we can make it slower or faster with ease. Let's see. Oh, that was all for this lecture. It was very useful. Now stay with me, because in the next lecture we will draw the arms and the legs. And also rig the whole character. Can't wait. Let's go!